Yeah. So moving on, Priyanka, like, how do writers define their, comfort zone, or what should they opt for? What should they start writing about? Would you like to talk about it?
This is one question I guess every writer faces,
Mm-hmm.
no? Either in an interview or in a conversation with a client. They generally ask you, what is your niche?
Yeah.
And for a fresh writer, it becomes confusing what to answer. It's confusing to him. If I say I am from this particular niche, they may not get the work, or if they say that I can do everything, the client may feel that he is not an expert in this particular field, so he may not take you up. So there is a big confusion in the mind of freshers. Well, this is a very self-discovered thing, I would say.
Mhm.
For me, it was that in my journey, I realized this is something that I'm interested to write, and these are some topics that I'm not really liking to write.
Mm.
So it is how you discover by yourself, by in your process, in the process. Suppose, to few people, technology is very interesting. To some, non-tech topics are interesting. So when you start writing, I would always suggest you to start writing samples for those topics which interests you,
Mm.
for the topics which you want to gather more knowledge about. Something that interests you, you will always want to know more about it, and you will write well as well. You can write best content as well. So to start with, you should start writing on such topic which interests you, basically. But once you start getting work from the clients as well, in the process you understand that yes, I'm writing for money, but it is not interesting me. It is not making me happy, or it is something that is not my cup of tea. So after a period of time, what you do is you do not take such clients, you do not take up such content, such topics to write. So if you are able to write on two, three, four topics in two, three, four diverse niches, it is good.
Mm.
You should. But at the same time, to make a unique brand of yourself, you should be at least expert in one niche. That should be your USP. So you should always try and brush up your skill in that particular niche for sure. To earn money, you will take up many clients. You will take up many topics which may not interest you, or which may not be very, like worthy to you. But
Yeah.
to be a successful writer, you have to take at least one niche and brush up your skills and make it your USP. So this is a self-discovery process, I would say. In period of 6, 7, 8 months, you realize that okay, this is what I am liking. This is one area which I want to expertise in, and you try and invest more and more time on writing for those topics. At the very beginning, you cannot and you should not even
Mhm.
to narrow down your perspective. You should be open to every kind of topics, and by and by, in the process of a year or 6 months or a year, you can narrow down and start investing and expertising in one particular niche.
A jack of all trades, master of one.
Master of none. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So it shouldn't be the case, right? If I know everything, I should be master in at least one. SME.
Yeah, exactly. That should be a USP.
Right. Okay. So that was something which touched me, because I like to try out many
Yeah.
things, and in the end I feel like, I'm not expertising in just one thing, right? So you should be master of one, provided you know everything about many things, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, to grow, to earn money, you have to, take up lots of topics which you may not like to work on. To earn money, you have to do it. But there is something that makes you happy. That should be your field of expertise. That should be your niche. That should
Right.
be your USP, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So, Priyanka, one very important part of writing which we cannot ignore is how to market your writing, how to make yourself available
Yeah.
in public. Anything about that? I
Yeah.
know it's like
Yes.
something many people want to listen.
I know it's just the same thing that you have started writing and you are writing and nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
है ना? So it's just like opening a shop, stuffing the products and goods, and nobody knows about it. You do not have any sales and revenue.
Mm.
So just like that, you have to market your shop, your product. Exactly the same thing is here. In the digital era, you have to market yourself. Once you have started writing, you think you have made a good portfolio. You have done 4, 5, 6 samples. You have 4, 4, 5, 6 samples in your portfolio to show. You start marketing yourself. And one most important and very popular and successful thing is to get into social medias.
Hmm.
Social media has tons and tons of users. They have all professionals as well. So when you establish yourself in some or one kind of social media, people start seeing you. You start getting visibility.
Hmm.
And once they feel that he or she is a kind of writer they are searching for, they will automatically come to you. So you can start with Insta, you can start with LinkedIn. I will always suggest LinkedIn because I have got many leads from LinkedIn. Almost 80% of my leads are from LinkedIn. So I highly suggest making a good profile, professional profile on your LinkedIn to get leads. Try and engage with the content over there and post as much as you can to get visibility. Other than that, you can start with quicker.com. I started with quicker.com. I started with quicker.com from naukri.com. But to market, you have to be in different social platforms and market your skills. You have to keep on reaching out to people. You can either DM them, asking them what is their requirement, or showing your skill set, or trying to convince people that in a subtle way,
Mhm.
not, I would say not directly, but in a very subtle way, you can market yourself and come in front of people, in front of professionals. You will surely get leads. You will start getting leads from there.
What are the kind of jobs that a content writer can get in industry? Maybe.
Depending upon the expertise and the niche, the writer can get so many different types of content writing opportunities. Just to write the blogs or articles for the website, can be for social media post, can be for copywriting, can be for website content writing, can be for landing pages, can be for mails, just to write emails and newsletters. So, depending upon the expertise and experience that a content writer holds, a content writer can get so many opportunities. The most highly demanded are the blog writing and article writing that most of the companies need to market their product and services online. So this is a basic job of a content writer, I would say. Along with it, he can also take a full-time job with a company and at the same time can freelance as well. So it's a vast plethora of opportunities that a content writer gets when he has brushed up his skills and he is doing fairly good. He can attract so many clients as per the expertise and experience.
Okay. So Priyanka, freelancing in itself looks very fancy word, but it comes with lot of struggle, and you
Yeah,
know you don't have anything in your plate, right? I mean, nothing is at front. You have to discover
exactly,
all your opportunities, right? So
exactly.
anything about freelancing that you want to advise, uh, you know, because it's a blind road.
Yeah. Freelancing is has both, I would say, negatives and the positive. Like every coin has two sides. Freelancing also. But for me and for many writers, I know freelancing has been very lucrative one.
Mhm.
When you're working as a full-time content writer, you are working for one single company. Your writing is limited.
Mhm.
You cannot write on diverse topic. You have to write content which the company wants you to. And the company is only focused on one single product or service of their own, and they want the content writer to write on it.
Mm.
So you are not getting a diverse topics to write when you are writing for a company. You are engaged in a full-time content writing job. Just on the contrary, freelancing gives you an opportunity to explore different dimensions and diverse topics. You come in contact with so many different clients having different requirements of different niche.
Mm.
So freelance opens up a vast horizon for a writer to write and see in what exactly he excels, in what exactly is good at. So it gives you a great opportunity to learn and grow. If I'll talk in terms of money as well, you have a greater advantage in freelancing. If your skill sets are good, if you have refined and brushed up skills, your writings are good, you will surely be hired by clients, and internationally and domestically you have lot of high paying clients. If you market yourself good on good platforms like LinkedIn, etc., there are high chances that you end up meeting high paying clients. So you have, sometimes it is difficult at the initial days, at the initial journey, it is difficult as a freelancer because you're not having experience as well. But by and by, you will really get more clients in freelancing. But what you have to do is you have to keep on struggling. Hunting a job every day is difficult. It is one part of freelancing.
Yeah.
You have to show up every day. You have to show up your talent every day. You have to convince each client to hire you because to convince him or her that your skills are good, that they are paying is worth enough. It comes with struggle, but the results are worth enough, I would say. So you can start with freelancing, you can start with full time and choose your path accordingly. One other dark side of freelancing is the trust issue. Because in Indian market, especially, there is no contract, there is no bond, there is nothing in written between the client and the writer in freelance job. So there are high chances of you getting betrayed, and your write-ups are misused or your write-ups are taken, and the money is not paid. I am also, no, I also went through this. My first sample was, my first write-up was a very low paid one, underpaid one. It was just rupees 75 for 500 words article.
Mm.
And just as I was a beginner, I had to start from somewhere. So I took up that. And even I was not paid that 75 rupees. I was bitched. I was betrayed. So it was a bad experience. It happens. But for one bad experience, you cannot stop. There, as you start writing, as you come in contact with different clients, you understand, who is good, who there is you can build a good relationship ahead, professional relationship. So there can be trust issues, there can be a lot of problems, but yes, it is worth it.
Hmm.
It's all learning experience, a part of learning, and you just have to keep going.
I did not think that we will talk about this, but this is really informative to know because
Yeah,
I just thought that we'll talk about how to begin as a freelancer, but you actually told us what could be the dark sides of becoming a freelancer, and also
yeah,
following your heart. Writing what makes you comfortable is not easy thing. You have to strive for it, right?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. So Priyanka, many people who start with some profession are not sure, that they will like that profession. So eventually, after doing a job, you realize that this is not something which is meant for you, right? And it happens to anybody. I may realize after 5 years of my career in a technical job that this is not something where I belong to. I want to become a writer.
Exactly.
So what is the journey ahead? It's difficult.
Yeah, I myself, I am an MBA, and after doing my MBA, I switched off to some other field, and then I started my content writing.
Hmm.
Though writer at heart always, but writing passionately and professionally, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. So, and writing is one such industry which is very compassionate, very benevolent. No matter you are an engineer, you are a doctor, you are an artist, you are an entrepreneur, whatever you are, whatever degree you are holding, whatever experience you are holding, you are always welcome into the writing industry. The entry barriers are nil. There is no entry barriers to writing industry. Any day you realize that no, writing is something you want to do at any age, having any degree, you can enter this field and you can start. Easier said than done, but entry is very easy because there is no barriers, there is no requirement, no prerequisite of having a degree or something. But surviving here is very difficult. There's pool of writers. There are lots and lots of writers, and when being a passionate writer is something, and then you switch to professionally, there are many things you have to follow. And after a period of time, you may realize that even writing is not my cup of tea.
Hmm.
Writing professionally is something I am not enjoying. But if you are enjoying writing, if you are into this field and you want to make a mark, you have to keep on striving. To it is like to survive here, you have to be just perfect. You have to keep on brushing your skills, take up and add new skills in your portfolio, and make a unique mark yourself.
Great. Now we come to the most awaited question of this video is like how market treats writers in terms of money, salaries, and if this is something that everybody is interested in hearing.
Yeah. As far as pay scale is concerned, pay is concerned, sky is the limit, I would say.
Mhm.
If you are a beginner and if you are working for a company full-time basis, you can earn at the minimum of 9 to 12,000. This is the minimum. But the writers are generally paid in per word basis, price per word, paise per word or rupees per word. This is how they are remunerated. If you are working in a company full-time basis, you will be drawing a monthly salary, and at the beginning stage, you can expect somewhere between to 9 to 12,000. And if you are doing good, the sky is the limit. In freelancing, if you are a freelancer, you have more opportunities to earn because it depends completely on you how well you market yourself, how well you reach out to clients, have a conversation with them, crack a deal, negotiate the price, and then can earn good. I would say if not less, you can earn good between 25 to 35,000 if your writing samples are good, your writing skills are good. Good means not extraordinary, just good. If you are good enough, if you are good enough in delivering informational, unique, SEO optimized content, you can expect it to earn from 25 to 35,000 within 6 or 7 months of your writing. And even before that, I would say, just as your luck. So yes, it's a very lucrative industry. It's no doubt. It's completely open. It's a very lucrative industry with lots and lots of opportunities. You can surely try your luck.
Okay. So many, I think there are many techniques in terms of annotations, punctuations, SEO. So making a video completely dedicated to these technologies would be worth it. Okay. Any last words that you want to give to your viewers?
It's just that if you have ventured into this industry of content writing, keep your passion intact, but work professionally. That is the only way to survive in this industry. Do not let your passion fade away in the process of writing content professionally. When you are passionate about something, you can do your best. So the best thing that I can tell to all the writers is keep your passion intact and have a professional approach to the work.
When you say professional approach, is there anything specific you are referring to?
A professional approach, as in, do not try and bring your emotions in your work. Sometimes your failure, sometimes your success overwhelms you, or sometimes your failure dejects you so much that you do not want to approach anyone anymore. Make a professional approach, be neutral in any ways, and try and focus to develop skills and have a set of rule of yourself. In a freelancing industry, it is very important to stick to your own set of rules because there are clients who want you to mold according to them. It is not easy, or it is not necessary always to mold according to the client.
Hmm.
You have to certainly explain them that this is what your way of working. A professional way to tell them that this is how I work, this is how I charge, this is how I meet my deadlines. So this you will learn by yourself. It is nothing that somebody can teach you.
Yeah.
When you have conversation with client with your own experiences, you get to understand next time how you will deal with the client, or how will you crack a deal. So it is something that you will learn by yourself, and you will learn good for yourself. So you have to be professional in your approach for sure to survive here. Not mix your emotions here and keep it separate.
Great. I think it's for everybody, right? Not just for content writing.
Exactly.
Every profession.
Everybody, every profession.
Okay, Priyanka. Such an informative session. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you so much.
With that, we are concluding. And if you know, I'm not sure, but I think people would want to listen to you more. So if I get such requests or
I
comments,
hope so.
okay,
Sure.
yeah. So thank you so
Yeah.
much, everybody,
Thank you so
for
much.
watching me and Priyanka together. If you have any such questions, write down in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, and yeah, thank you. Stay tuned for more such informative videos.